All right, what's going on, party people? I'm your host, the Big Cat, and this is 1995 The Roar. Channel by the fans, for the fans. All right, restoring the roar. Today, we're going to talk about a free opportunity, an opportunity in which I think you guys will like. We're going to talk about 1995 The Roar free Discord. Yeah, man, this is something I have done in the past, and it came together really, really well during football season. And we're right on the cusp of getting ready to go into football season. So I know a lot of people like to have a place where they can come and communicate, congregate, and talk about football offline, right? With one of your favorite content creators, and not just me, the community in itself. So we'll talk about why we still do have the other Discord. I'm gonna make some adjustments. We're gonna take that down, and there will be a whole nother Discord. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But right now, I want to focus on this. It's totally free. All you got to do is just hit the link. So let's kind of walk through what we're getting ourselves into, and why we did that. All right. So when you join, one of the things you will see is, let's see, server settings. Give you guys a little preview here. Onboarding. All right. So when you onboard, you'll see something like this. It's going to ask you a question. What do you want in this community? You want to receive Panther updates, or you want to socialize and make new friends? Just kind of give me a heads up what the people are looking for. After that, it's going to prompt you to do at least four things, right? None of these things you got to pay for, right? So one of the things you're going to do is introduce yourself, just a simple one-liner. I mean, if you want to go and give a paragraph, I ain't gonna stop you, but you ain't got to, you know what I mean? So, hey, my name is such and such. I'm here because I support the Big Cat and I love Panther football. Boom. Just a little one-liner that's gonna be for everybody to see, just for myself as well. You always want to. We're trying to establish and ingratiate a sense of community, right? So that's one of the main reasons why we add an introduction section. After you do that, you got to check out the main channel. The main channel is a text chat where pretty much throughout the regular season and even the playoffs, you're going to talk about football. You know what I mean? So that's where most of the damage, I mean, not most of the damage, most of the verbiage and interaction is going to be done in that channel. Also, it's going to prompt you to check out the announcement channel, right? So once you check out the announcement channel, all this is blank, by the way, except for the rules channel. But you can click on the announcement channel whenever I have something to say, if I got somewhere I'm about to be, if I'm about to pull up in a certain area or whatever. If I got to make a changes or something, you'll check out the announcements channel and you'll be informed over there, right? Okay. So after you do that, last but not least, you'll check out the rules channel. Now, I want to say something here. This particular Discord is strictly for Panthers football and community, right? Um, Although I like to josh around, have a good time here, this is going to be a little more scricker. You know what I mean? Not too strict, not too strict. I mean, it's basic etiquette and common sense here. So let's go over a couple of the rules. Number one rule: be respectful. Treat others with respect. Hate speech, discrimination, any form of offensive behavior will not be tolerated. Right. So obviously, I don't want anybody in here bullying somebody. Right. If we have a Bryce supporter in here, I don't want everybody just jumping on them. If we have somebody who don't like Bryce, you jumping on them, right? If you're harassing somebody every day, you come on there, you're picking on them, it's going to get you out of here, right? And we'll talk about my roles and my moderators. If you haven't already, I'll send a link to my moderators. Go ahead and mod up so I can make sure you get a hold of the logs and all the other good stuff, right? Let you guys know what's going on. So rule number one, just be respectful, talk football. If you can't handle that, I mean, just I don't want you in it. Just do me a favor, don't join if you can't. Now we'll talk about what I deem as harassment and what do I deem as hate speech, right? Should be, without saying what it is, but for some people they need a little more clarity, and we'll talk about that, okay? Number two, no spamming, avoid excessive posts or repetitive, irrelevant content, right? Please do not flood the chat with excessive emojis or unsolicited messages. I do have a bot in here, if you see on the screen, Sapphire, and I got it tuned to pick up spamming. So if you send out more than 3 messages within 5 seconds, it will alert my moderators. It would alert me. If this becomes a repetitive situation, I will pull you to the side and give you a warning. I won't get you a timeout. I tell my moderators not to time you out. We'll warn you. If you continue to do it, then we'll time you out. If you continue to do, you get a longer timeout. You get a day or a week possibly. And then the third time, we'll just get you out of here. So again, no spamming, no flooding it with emoji. Please don't go in the Panthers chat and put uh Charleston White content in there, right? Okay, I like Charleston White too, but we want to keep this clean, right? This is a community. This is something I want to really dig into, right? We digged into BS before, right? We had a whole Discord. We enjoy BS and drama. But now let's dig into the opposite side. I think it can be something beautiful, very, very engaging and community incentivized, right? I think it can grow. I think it grow. I know it can grow. Okay. So no spamming. Rule number two. Number one, be respectful. No harassing people. Rule number three, keep discussions appropriate. Refrain from sharing explicit adult content or not safe for work content. Keep discussions and media within the server designated for the channel. Again, without self-explanatory, refrain from talking about, BBWs and BBLs and this girl got the wet, all this silly stuff like that. Let's keep that out of there. Okay. If it's adult content, let's keep that out of here as well. I think that's going to be a zero tolerance policy. We're going to make sure that you're going to stick to those rules. Okay. Including myself. I'm not above the law. So, it's hard for me just to give you a warning with that. We're adult, we're mature. There's a time and place for those things, but not here. Rule number four: no personal attacks or bullies. Okay, no cyberbullying, no harassment towards any other member. Again, make somebody feel inferior, feeling stupid because they said, let's say Bryce Young, he's going to be throwing for 4,000 yards. He come out here and throw for 1,000. If you choose to bully him every day he comes on, I got to get you out of here, man. I will give you a warning. Okay. After you warn, I'll time you out. And then after that, you know what I mean? You got to move on from you guys. And my mod will be alert to all of this as well. Rule number five, respect privacy confidentially. Please do not share anybody's personal information on here. Okay. Please. Okay. Somebody makes you mad because they've had a bad take or somebody disagree with you. Don't say, I'm gonna go find your address and put it in here, right? We got a different YouTube for that. This is not the place, okay? Please keep personal information off here, people's kids, wives. Don't say I'm gonna murder your kids if I don't like you. Murder your wife. Come on, let's not do that. That's a zero tolerance policy for me. Okay. Now, let me go back just a tad bit here when it comes to what exactly is cyberbullying and harassment, right? So if somebody says Bryce Young sucks after throwing 3 interceptions, please do not come tag me or my moderator and say, he make fun of Bryce. Okay. That works the opposite way too. If you're super, super sensitive about a player or even a subject and to the point where nobody can have a different opinion about it, then this may not be the place for you, right? Now, I'm not saying beat a dead horse either, right? So Bryce go out there have a bad game. You may get a bunch of comments where Bryce is not necessarily the most pleasant subject matter, right? But don't sit there and take it to heart and say, well, everybody supposed to feel this way, or everybody supposed to feel that way. No. So if you're overly sensitive, this may not be the place for you either. So I try to keep it respectful and I try to keep it balanced. You can talk what you talk, and you can have a little cursing, little verbiage dialogue, but let's not go overboard, right? Just like chocolate, right? Chocolate is good, until you eat too much of it. So let's keep that, guy have a bad game. If you want to jump on him, I can't stand that BS or I can't stand Evero, blah, 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 blah. I'm okay with that. Man, this team playing like dog poop, right? I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. Now, if you get on here and say, boy, that monkey made a bad play, I can't let you get away. I'm gonna time you out, warn you, okay. That boy made a bad, you see the difference? That's hate speech, that's harassment, right? If Bryce is a GD clown, that's just frustration. Okay, so just one of those fine things. All right, we'll kind of monitor that. If it gets too far out of control, I guess I got to cut the Autobot on and filter out certain words. I don't want to do that, right? So my moderators, I'm really, if you're a moderator, you're gonna have to work up in here, right? This is not a place where you just sit back and just get a wrench and chill. So I'm really putting an earnest on you guys. If you want to be a part of this, something special, moderators, I'm giving you a chance to really prove, your loyalty, prove your worth, right? Okay, this is where your wrench comes in. Use discretion. I don't want you to kick or boot anybody until you talk to me about it. You will have the power to do so. I'm giving you the power to kick and boot people, but You can time people out. You know what I mean? You can do all that good stuff. But when it finally comes time, or we got a log. We'll talk about the logs here in a minute. When you can look at the log, if this guy got a chronic history, you say, Big Cat, can I boot him? Get him out here. Okay. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But if you're modding this Discord, you're gonna work. Oh, you're gonna work, man. Because if not, I could just turn the Sapphire bot on and just filter out words, and I don't need any mods. So I don't want to do that either. Okay. Let's move on to rule number 6. Follow the terms of Discord, yada yada yada, the community guidelines. Look, man, whatever Discord the company has set for itself, that's self-explanatory. I can't change that, right? So Discord, the server itself, the company itself tell you not to do something. Well, I can't stop that either way. So just make sure you pay attention to that. Rule number 7, no advertising or self-promotion. Please do not use this server to promote external websites, products, or services without my permission. Okay? I get it. You know what I mean? If you say, hey, Big Cat, my auntie makes good Carolina Panthers cookies. We're going to be doing a tailgate, and I would like to try to get some business here, man. Is there any way I could promote some cookies that my granny makes? And we're going to be at the tailgate. I'll make a section here called promotions here in just a minute. Boom, I'll give you blessings. Okay, I'm gonna let you promote it for a day or however many long, and then that's it. Don't take it upon yourself to promote, and please promote in the right spot. When I give you my blessing, promote in the right spot. Okay, that's all I ask, right? But don't take it upon yourself to try to promote. I don't want to hear little. Let's say your name is Rush, right? Let's say your name is Rush the rapper. Don't be in here promoting Rush the rapper's content in the Panthers football section, right? Nobody cares, right? All right, so and if you got something to do, just respectfully. I'm look at me. I'm very sensible. I'm very reasonable. I'll come talk to me. Say, hey, I would like to do this or do that. Okay. All right. Number 8, use of appropriate language and avoid excessive. Keyword excessive. Keyword excessive profanity, vulgar language, or excessive use of caps. Maintain a friendly, inclusive environment for all members. Okay. So again, I didn't say you can't cuss. I didn't say you can't be a little vulgar here, but excessively, okay? Excessively is pretty much it's up to my discretion, but you guys know what excessively is. If every other sentence you type in is F, B, or GD, that's excessively, right? Somebody throws an interception and you got to say GD, that's fine. We give up a touchdown, you say GD or MF, that's fine. But if every time I see you online it's GD, MF, GD, MF, or sea sucker, or you see what I'm saying? Don't be excessive. If you do that, I will have my mods give you a warning. After a warning, try to give you a timeout. Okay. Again, we want to make this an inclusive environment where we all can feel and express ourselves. I'm not here to be your daddy or your babysitter, but also be mindful of others. All right. Last but not least, use the channels as intended. Post content in the appropriate channels and avoid off-topic discussions. Right. Talked about this earlier. If you're in the college football room or whatever, make sure you're talking about college football. Don't be in there talking about hockey or I wonder what Gwyneth Paltrow looks like when she was 20. You know what I mean? So just simple as that. Other than that, man, have fun, enjoy yourself. So let's take a look at what we got over here. Go back to our main profile in a second. So we got the welcome center here. We got the rules. And you got the announcements, okay? All these are read only, okay? So when you come in here, you're not gonna be able to comment and know it's strictly just for you to read and to read only. I got my links tab over here. That's when I'm posting. If I need you to check something out, if I want you to check something out, let's see what JC Horn said on Twitter, or let's see what XYZ said on Facebook. I will post it in there. This is only for me right here. This is for you guys to read, but I can post in this if I need you guys to see something. Right here, I do have a bot. I got the Sapphire bot, the video and live streams. So whenever I'm posting on TikTok, if I'm posting on YouTube, it automatically, my bot will go ahead and post my videos and my live streams. So you don't have to worry about if from shadow ban, or hopefully I'm not, man, if you're missing content, or, I didn't know you post today, my notification bell ain't working. If you're in the Discord, you'll be able to see when I do videos, live streams, etc. tied to here. Down here, we have a couple text group here. We got Panthers regular season playoff chat. Again, man, when the season kicks off, this is where most of you guys will be congregating. Panthers regular season playoff chat. You guys go in there, talk, have a good time, yada, yada, yada. Once you're in there today, you should be pretty much in the training camp preseason. Seeing something that happened today, as far as on the field, maybe news that Canales said, injury updates, anything revolving training camp preseason, come here, chop it out. College football right here, CFB. When college football kick off, I know a lot of us got a lot of different affiliations. Come in here. I like the Georgia Bulldogs. Go dogs, sick woo woo woo. Who could we potentially get? Or if you just want to talk football in general, man, I like Miami, the Hurricanes, whatever. College football talk. Self-explanatory free agency, chat room, combine chat room. We do have a fantasy chat room right here as well. When fantasy football kicks off, for those who are in the Discord, if we're going to do a private fantasy football league, you can come in here. We can converse about moves and talk about it. Even if you're not in any of my leagues, if you want to just come in here and just talk about fantasy football in general, feel free to do so. This right here, we got a section called tailgates and meet and greets. So when I get ready to do official meet and greet, it will be pinned at the announcement section. Okay. This is for you guys. So for those who are frequently going to the games, whether they're on the road or at home, um, and you feel like you want to meet up with other guys or girls in this community, say, hey man, look, man, I'm having a tailgate over here at such and such a lot. We're over here, yada yada yada. If you want to bring some, or hey, just come out here and just meet us, yada yada yada. That's for you guys, okay? So we got a lot of different people, a lot of different situations. If you're doing a tailgate, if you're doing a meet and greet, converse in there, kind of give out the directions in there, okay? Okay. We got an introduction that pretty much goes to the top of the screen. When you first come in, you can read what people say, yada, yada, yada. Next, we got a couple voice channels. We got a Panthers watch party. Okay. Now this watch party is on for you guys. Stop. Stop, boy. Stop. Sorry about that. My dog's smart. He like to get real. He wait till I get real busy and then he'll try to start eating stuff. You heard what I said, right? Sorry, but that dog's sneaky, man. But anyway, look, man, this Panthers watch party group is pretty much for you guys as well. I'm not going to commit to it. You know what I mean? If you got good high-speed internet and if you're up to it, you say, you know what, I'm in the Charlotte area and I want to make sure everybody in the Discord can watch the game that doesn't have that. Come in here, man. I'm not going to stop you. You get in here. You want to throw your watch party. Let everybody see it, see your screen. Blah 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 blah. Do your thing. I ain't gonna hate on you, man. You know what I mean? If I want to do it, I'll come in here, but I'm not gonna commit to it, right? And it's free too, right? So you ain't gotta pay for nobody, not charging you nothing. It's just us as a community coming together doing our thing, right? Someone wants to take the initiative to watch or host it, do it. If nobody wants to do it, fine. If I want to do it, I'll let you guys know. But that's a little spot for us to do that. Another group we got here is the lounge. So, middle of the week, let's say the Panthers got a Thursday night football game, right? If you want to come in here and, say, well, I want to talk to you guys, you know what I mean? Hey, we just lost to the Houston Texans, man. You know what? I don't want to sit here and type all day. Let me come in here and verbally talk with my peers. So give you guys a space to lounge and have a good time, talk with your peers. Man, we need to get a new defensive end. We need to get a new corner, yada, yada, yada. Just a spot for you guys to chill, do y'all thing midweek. I do have a room for my moderators here. Moderators, if we ever have to have a little conversation, okay, I'll call a meeting or whatever. If my moderators bring something to my attention, we'll all go here and we'll chop it up. This is private, by the way. So you see the little lock on the symbol. There's a lock on here, right? So unless you have moderator status, you can't get in there anyway. But if I say, hey, Chris, or hey, KJ, we need to talk about this. There's been a lot of this going on, or hey, we need to change this, or what do you suggest about this? Da, 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 da. That's when I would call a formal meeting. We'll hop up in there, okay? Now, another thing for my mods here, this is for you guys to really pay attention to is we got a text only thread right here. This is for my mods that are going to be a part of this situation. Again, we'll have our little, if we're not talking verbally, we can communicate via text. And this is also a locked section over here, right? We can text. If I don't say, hey, I don't feel like talking right now, but I can type what I need to say in the mod room, we can do that too. Next thing we have over here, moderators, is the logging system. This logging system shows me everything that goes on, right? Shows me everything. Somebody changed something. If I ever got a question whether or not somebody did something, I can just go to my logs and I can see everything. As far as change their name, as far as ad or social, the timeout, everything. Anything, everything that goes on, the logging section, I can see it. And if you guys can see this too, right? So Big Cat, didn't that guy come back and you want to check the log system, right? Another logging system I have is the user join and leave. So if we ever need a question, did somebody leave, did somebody come back, or yada, 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 instead of you scrolling through a bunch of logs, because the logs pretty much, like I said, they tell you everything. So I separated the user leave and user join situation. So if somebody leaves, somebody comes back, just go to the user leave section. You can see who left, who come back. All right. Any other concerns here? So that's the gist of it, man. I mean, we're going to add some more categories here um, as we continue to grow. But, my main thing I wanted to do for you guys was to build a sense of community, right? You guys deserve that. I deserve that. You know what I mean? We did it wrong for so long. A lot of just silliness and just pettiness. And we're going to have a Discord for that. Trust me. A lot of people like that too, man. Some people need a stress reliever. And I'll have that ready for you tomorrow. But right now, I just want to make sure the people over there are in a good situation. And I think for the most part, this is going to be good. It's free. Okay. So with that being said, please hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? Act applicably, right? Act applicably to the standards. So if you're coming in there and saying, well, I'm a 2020 spy, you're lame. If you come in there and say, oh, you're lame, I hate you, you're corny, 2020 better than you. I'm not doing that, bro. That's not what this is about. Oh, this podcaster, you fat lame. You're gonna get booted. If I gotta do that, I just keep booting you, you know what I mean? I'll ban you, you know what I mean? So that's not what this is about. This is bringing a group of individuals that love the Panthers, you know what I mean, and want to see them do well, and bringing a community together, right? It's time to get back to our community. Don't you agree? As content creators, it's time to get back. I don't want to beg for you to support me. I don't want to gribble at you for a couple dollars. Let's do something for you guys, right? You guys need a space, right? Need a space where you can come together and just kind of congregate, have a good time, talk a little junk, but be mindful, you know what I mean? And for free, right? Nobody wants to, I don't think you guys mind supporting. I doubt that you mind supporting, but God, you gotta leave, man. Sometimes you want to be given back to as well, man. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. And any suggestions or changes, you let me know, and I'm open to that. Okay. So my goal is again, make sure you're respectful, but let your hair down a little bit, right? I don't have the robots turned on for the vulgarity and cussing, right? I'm hoping that my moderators that I have could if you guys don't know the difference between excessive, if you don't know the difference between harassment, let me know. Let me know, right? Because if I have to, I will turn the robots on to monitor. I don't want to do that because they're gonna literally ping, 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 ping. Okay, so you're gonna work up in here, moderators. You're gonna work. And you know me. If I gotta come behind you. Goodbye is the saddest words. Should be too much words though, man. You know what I mean? Should be cool. Should be. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Okay. But yeah, let me pass that link out and let's get started in here. And I'm gonna